Right. So this is, the intention is about cultivating and creating something that doesn't yet exist, which is fine. But the trick is, and the dance and the weirdness is acting as though it does exist until it exists.
Okay. Okay. That I'm really good at. I've been doing that for years. Acting as if it does exist.
Yeah. And how do you do that? You take this verbal sketching of an intention, you craft it into something that's more even crisper and shinier and more clear. You get it to where there isn't a syllable out of whack, and you think and talk in those terms. And especially when something shows up that is not that, to move further into it. In other words, in the space between here and there, we're going to probably have a lot of different experiences, some of which are going to align and some of which are not. The trick is, with the things that show up that don't align, to just pay them no mind. And instead of thinking and talking about what isn't in alignment, you just think about and talk about what you want. And then anytime something does show up, you have a wonderful conversation on the phone with one of the kids, and it's exactly what you're looking for. Then you take the NASA-sized magnifying glass and make a big flippin' deal out of it. This is exactly what I mean. This is exactly what I'm talking about. My intention is in motion. It's happening.
Okay.
And when the next day something happens that isn't, who cares?
Okay.
That's the practice. That's it right there. That's where the rubber meets the road. Regardless of what's happening, you're always thinking something, you're always feeling something, and you're usually saying something.
Maybe I should quit talking.
Well, I meant the universal you. But yeah,
okay.
Sometimes that's true. But it's like so it's not quit talking, just be conscious of what you're talking about. Are you talking about what's not working, or are you talking about what's working? Are you talking about what's not working and what you don't want, or are you talking about what you do want? That's it.
Okay.
But this whole conversation, this whole night, is about getting clear about what we do want so that we can bounce right to it. Absent that, we start flailing.
You just nailed it for me. Because when the thoughts are going to what I don't want, then I've lost sight of what I do want.
Right. And you feel shitty. And so for a while, this back and forth, if that becomes your experience or has been your experience, is okay. That's part of it. The spiritual workout people know that we're always talking, especially in the intention setting clinic. One of my first questions with anybody is, where are you in the process today? Are you just starting to articulate an intention and you're way at the beginning? And I know you guys see it the other way, but are you way at the beginning where it's or have you been at it for a while and you're down here where it's easy to think and talk about it even though it hasn't yet manifested? Or are you somewhere in the middle where one day it's amazing and the next day it's, oh my God, I've just fell 500 feet. How did that happen? Right? So it matters where that one is conscious of where one is in the process at any given time. Because depending on where you are, when you have those moments, either you're going to have to really pay some attention to those underlying old beliefs that are making you feel crappy, or you'll be able to snap right into the intention. But it all starts with having the intention shiny and clear.
Okay. See, and when you say shiny and clear, I'm one of those that, oh, squirrel, look over there. So all the shiny and clear stuff. I'll chase anything shiny. I just have to focus on this one intention.
Yeah. So, well, it's interesting because the intention was clarity, and that's what we're talking about. The more clear we are, then, the better it all works. So shiny and clear intention means not shiny new object so much as, wow, it is really easy for me to articulate what I'm wanting. even though I don't have it, even though I don't feel like I'm anywhere near it. It is super easy for me to think about it and talk about it. And if you ask me about it, I can do 10 minutes right off the top of my head about this thing that I want to be, this thing I want to do, this thing I want to have. This is me in alignment. This is me clear, shiny with my intention. That's it. So how do you get from blah, blah, blah to that? Practice. You write it down. You review it a thousand zillion times. You think about it when you're not thinking about it.
Okay.
You think
I'll
about
work on
it
that
all
part.
the time.
I said I will only entertain positive.
And it's easy. It's easier to do that when you have that intention at the ready.
Okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Yours.
So here's to Kathy and Clarity.
Clarity.